it's Christina with Bubblegum Paper, and I am back with card number 5 of my 1 Kit 5 card series. And thank you all so much for your kind comments and feedback. I really appreciate it. If you haven't seen the first 4 cards of this series, I'll put a link to the playlist here. The products I'm using for all 5 of these cards are from Doodlebug Design. I'm using their Under the Sea Collection Essentials Kit. The theme for card number 5 is happiness because number 1, it's a pop-up card, and who doesn't love pop-up cards? And number 2, it's the last card in my series of 5 cards, and I've had so much fun making all of them and sharing them with you. Here are 2 close-ups of the outside and the inside of the card, and let's get started. As I mentioned, I'm using the Doodlebug Design Under the Sea Collection Essentials Kit for all the cards in this video series. I'll put a link to my very first card where I walk through all the components of the kit in detail. I'm also using the Stitched Hillside Pop-up dies from Lawn Fawn and their stitched borders. I also have the Simon Says Stamp Painted Hello die. Now this painted hello matches the painted hugs that I used in card number 1, so I figured might as well keep it consistent. Now the first thing I'm doing is just marking off some guidelines using my ruler, and I'm making sure that the painted hello fits right there in the center. So I'm just going to mark this off with my pencil, and that way I'll know when I use the stitched border dies from Lawn Fawn where to place the borders as I run them through my die cutting machine. So I'm going to take one of the border dies right here, and I'm just going to hold it in place using some washi tape. So I'm grabbing my die cut machine and I'm just running one of the borders through, and then I'm going to place it on the other side where the other line is, and I'm going to run that through. Now these stitched border dies don't actually cut, they just create a pattern inside. And there's like 4 different patterns, so I think I chose the one that was dotted lines, like stitch lines. Now I'm running the hello through that center section, and don't worry, I'm going to cut this center section out, but I wanted 2 versions of the painted hello die cut word. Next, I'm taking the ocean wave paper and I'm using the Stitched Hillside Pop-up die, and I'm running that through the die cut machine. This is going to create the inside pop-up ocean wave scene on the inside of the card. Next, I'm going to carefully trim out the 2 stitch sides at the top of my card and throw away that center strip with the hellos. And I'm replacing that center strip with some patterned purple paper. Now this patterned purple matches the blue paper. It's just purple. Next, I'm taking those 2 hello dies. Actually, I'm just taking one of the die cuts, and I'm inking it up with Versamark ink on the front, and I just like smeared it with ink. And I'm taking my tweezers and dipping it into the embossing powder, because I want this hello to shine. I didn't want to keep it all white. And then I'm going to use my heat tool and just carefully set all of that. And I do end up moving my tweezers later on so that I can get all the powder that's hidden underneath the tweezers. Next, I'm going to assemble the front of the card. So I'm taking a standard A2 top folding card, and I'm pasting the purple wavy paper down in the center first, and then I'm using some foam adhesive to prop up the top and bottom stitched sections. And you'll see for this bottom one, I actually have it temporarily held upside down. I want those stitches to be on the inside part where the hello is. I want it to border the hello. And then I remembered I had this really pretty purple gingham ribbon that came with the kit, and I haven't used it yet. So I'm actually going to tie a fake little bow. I'm going to tie a bow and then stick it onto the ribbon and then glue it underneath the foam adhesive that I already placed down. So this requires a little bit of finagling, and I think some of this is off camera, so sorry, I think I was too focused on bow tying to look up into my viewfinder to see whether or not I was centered under the camera. And yes, this bow for some reason is taking me a while. But at some point in this process, I'm going to realize that that stitched border is upside down, and I will be flipping that section around. So maybe not there. Oh, there we go. So now I'm going to just remove the foam adhesive and then tack down the bow where I want it to go. So once I get the bow in place in, the right area that I want it to be in, I take a glue dot and stick that behind the bow so it doesn't slide anywhere. And then I trim off some of the tails of the bow too, so it's not hanging too far over the edge. Then I'm going to take the two hellos, and I want the white, the bottom white one, to peek out a little under the embossed one. So I'm using my glue pen and just carefully applying dots around the silvery one, and then I'll place it just slightly askew from the white one so I get like a little white shadow. And next I'm going to decorate the front of the card next to the hello. I'm adding a couple of my little sea friends. I don't know if this is an octopus or a stingray or a four-legged octopus, but whatever it is, it's pink and it's really cute. And then I have a really cute green seashell to go next to it. And now I'm taking all the foam adhesive off and gluing those panels in place. And then for the hello, I'm just going to use my liquid glue pen and glue that in place. And now for some ink blending. And since I had these two colors left over from card number 3 sitting on my desk, I figured I would use the same colors to make my sunsetty background or sunrisey background. I don't know which one I'm going to go with. But I'm using spun sugar and squeezed lemonade distress inks. And I'm just carefully creating a little bit of a sky background. I don't want it all pink and yellow. I want a little bit of white left over. So I'm carefully running that over. And I'm trying to think, like I actually think that splotch of yellow in the upper corner was too much. So I went back and I did it one more time. And this time I decided to put the yellow in the center and go with the pink on the outer edges. So you've probably seen me do this with other card videos too. When I don't like the way my distress ink comes out, I just flip that card around and try it again. So just a little more ink blending, and there, I like that. And I want to keep that top part more white. So I'm just inking it up a little bit more here, and then I have my finished card. Not my finished card, but my finished card background. Next, I'm assembling the inside panel of the card, and I'm taking this Stitched Hillside Pop-up. So this is really easy to do. When you die cut this, it also creates score lines, so you know exactly where you need to fold things down. And so there's all these tabs that you fold down, and then you have, and it lays flat. So when you close the card, it actually does lay flat. And I'm going to go through the rest of my sticker sheet and figure out which characters or creatures I want to put in which sections. So I'm going to speed this up and set it to some music, and then I will be back afterwards. Now I'm ready to assemble the inside of the card. So the first thing I'm doing is taking the sunset background and gluing that to the inside top of the card. And then I'm going to use my bone folder and just carefully flatten all of the different tabs from the inside pop-up part. And then I'm taking this powder tool and just removing all the stickiness on the back of these cards, on the back of these stickers, because the last thing I want is to have these stickers stick to the back of the card and not have it pop up, because then it wouldn't be a pop-up card, it would be a uh-oh, I got stuck card. Now I'm just applying some adhesive tape runner, and I'll zoom out to show you how I place this in. So I'm just lining up that bottom edge of the pop-up, and then I'm folding down the tabs and then flattening the whole card. And now when it lifts up, you get the cool pop-up scene. So yay, so happy. It really is a happy card. So that is the last card of this card series, this mini card series I should say. I hope you guys enjoyed watching the videos. Just to recap, here are all the cards I made. So card number 1 was the Crabby Hugs. Cards number 2 and 2.5 were the watercolor mermaid dolphin peace cards. Card number 3 is Aloha, card number 4 is Love, and card number 5 is the Happy Hello Pop-up. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you want to see more mini card series like this using a kit or, I don't know, various products or thematic things, let me know in the comments below, and I'm more than happy to incorporate them into my future videos. I also wanted to share what I have left of the kit. So I have all of this paper. I still have a couple sheets of the little blue wave. Clearly that was a popular one. I have some of the orange starfish, a couple sea creatures, the flower paper. I haven't even used some of the other sides. So I think there's like the seaweed and the rainbow waves that I showed earlier and the circular dot pattern. So those are three cards that I can still make, or scrapbook pages. And I definitely encourage all of you to take a look at your stash and see what kind of kits you have lying around that you might want to use up, and then challenge yourself to make a bunch of cards or pocket pages or scrapbook pages. I used up most of that icon sticker sheet, but there's still a whale and a mermaid, a fish, a sandcastle, a seagull, and a bunch of shells and bubbles left, so I'll have to figure out what to do with those. And then for the fancy frill borders, I only used one of them, so there's so many more things I can use the rest of these for. I still have a ton of letters to spell out many, many words. And then I still have the brads and ribbon and the flower brads left as well. So once again, here are 2 close-up shots of the card number 5 of this card series. The pop-up part is so happy and fun. Thank you all so much for watching this series. I'm putting a link here to the playlist, and if you're interested in watching more videos, please consider subscribing to my channel. You can follow me on social media at Bubblegum Paper, or visit my blog at bubblegumpaper.com for more project ideas. Thanks again, and see you soon. Bye!